So we have the sword that was mentioned when we first landed on Kashyyyk and talked to the Wookiee Council or whatever it was called. Or was it one of the other Wookiees that mentioned that the only way that somebody could sort of take over from the current boss is if they had this, you know, historical sword of great meaning? So we're just cleaning off the map now, following it around, keeping my eye out for more Wookiees. Well, there's this Wookiee, of course. Ferrer. Hey, buddy. How's it hanging? More of you Zerka core rats. Is even the heart of Kashyyyk not free from your kind?
It's almost feral after all this time. Calm yourself, Freya. We are friends. Don't you remember me?
After years in the Shadowlands, I remember only that outsiders are not to be trusted. I'll see you all dead.
Well, this may prove difficult.
Yeah, it may. Probably not. We'll let him beat on me for a while I think this is probably overkill. I don't think I need all this trouble, but I think he's close enough to make use of Power Blast.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, I'm just standing here, sorry. How's that for paying attention? I'm just standing there watching the battle. Okay, Jolie's gone down. No biggie. There we go. I am beaten. Take my head, Zerka filth. You won't get another chance. So swears Pharaoh Kashyyyk. Oh, 3 Ys in Kashyyyk. I'm not here to kill you, just listen. Chandar sends his regards. Now die. The words of the outsider are tainted with lies. You cannot convince me otherwise. Do you know Zalbar and Chandar? What? Those are my sons. Why do you speak their names? Tell me. My name is Garrett Khan. I come to Kashyyyk with Zalbar. To my shame, Zalbar was exiled and enslaved. Do you dare claim to be my son's owner? No, he follows me because of a life debt. Does he? Then he sees something of worth in you. I will listen cautiously. Gullibility has harmed me in the past. If I had seen the lies of Chandar, he would have been exposed as a slaver. Zalbar would not have been exiled. I did not believe Zalbar's claims. I believed the elder boy, as tradition dictated. The shame of Zalbar's attack blinded me. Go over exactly what happened with Zalbar. We know what happened with Zalbar. Why would Chandar want you dead anyway? Zalbar saw it first. He learned that Chandar was dealing with the Zerka, leading them to our hunting parties. Chandar would blame disappearance on the dangers of the Shadowland. Zalbar was crazed when he found out. He attacked Chandar with his claws. I thought he had gone mad, shed his honor. I was bound by the old ways. So Zalbar was exiled. When did you learn the truth? A year later. By then, Chandar had spread lies of my own madness. I had no allies when I confronted him. He and his Zerka guards attacked me. I had to retreat to the deepest Shadowlands, but even there they followed.
That's when I first saw him. I helped his pursuers lose him for a moment. Do you remember me now, Freya?
Yes, I think I do. I am sorry about attacking. It has been so long since I have offered my trust or accepted that of someone else's. Back to my other questions. I will answer. Why would Chandar want you dead now? Well, if Zalbar is back, perhaps Chandar is worried the people will realize things are not as they seem. Chandar has established himself as a leader that succeeded despite the tragedies that have plagued his family. If it was shown he conspired with the slavers, his honor would be gone. I wonder. Back to my other questions. Well, what happens now? That would depend on you, Garrett Khan. You will either kill me, or decide that I may benefit my people. There is a way I might challenge Chandar, but it would take a lot to convince the people that they have been lied to. How? Everyone is on his side. He has a strong web of lies, but if I appeal to the traditions of my people, I might be able to gather their support. Oh, shut up, you stupid... What are they called? Tax? There is a legend of a great warrior from the old times. Baka was his name, and he was greatly revered. Baka found a crashed starship, our first hint of life elsewhere. He was a cautious old Wook, and feared the taint of invaders. He constructed a vibroblade from the wreckage. It has long symbolized our independence. Only destined leaders have held it. Where my... what scavenger hunt? For some sword? Where might I find it? That is the problem. It was a symbol of our great chieftain for centuries, but it was damaged a generation ago in a ritual battle. Here in the Shadowlands, Rothroar fought the great beast. He sought a challenge, but this arrogance got him more than he could handle. He survived, but the blade of the sword stayed in the creature's hide. Our tales say it was taken because we had become undeserving. The hilt is still in the court of our chieftain with Chundar. If the blade could be found, Garrett Khan, tradition could cast doubt on his rule. Oh, I've found it already. I wasn't sure what it was. You have? Please let me see it. I must be sure. Here, take it. I'm sure it's the one. It is. It may not look like much, but it is a very important relic of my people. Tradition dictates that it be respected. I didn't think I was worthy to search for it, but I realized that it was selfish despair. I should have challenged Chundar long ago. I will make amends now. I have new hope. You have led me to this. Perhaps that is what the great beast wanted. We should proceed carefully. I will climb to the surface as quickly as possible and try to gather support. You will have to follow in the paths as soon as you can, Garrett Khan. When you arrive, we will confront Chundar in the throne room. My people will no longer be slaves. Well, I'm going to take a moment to have a sip of coffee after that exposition. One moment, please. Alright, that's better. Now, we still have one kind of outstanding item with which to deal, and that is the... well, it wasn't exactly a sand speeder, but the Mandalorian speeder. And I'm just coming down here to complete the map. I suppose we should head back there. If we have cleaned out all the Wookiee corpses, I think something happens there now. Let me just take a quick look at the map. There we are. It's even got a note for... no, that's the computer. Here we are. Swoop bikes, so directly west. Well, indirectly west then. Stupid map. Alright. Grrrr. I wonder. Let me just... we're pretty much done fighting around here, so I'm going to... oh, that didn't work. Click none. Okay. Close. And, oh! I can see that he seems to have a scratch or two. Let's heal him up. I'd forgotten he had dropped dead in the last battle. At least he's not a complainer. He's just walking around with 1 health point. Yeah, don't mind me, you know. Yeah, sorry to get blood on you.
Yes?
And I'll just do a loop. I'm pretty sure we fought this particular battle already. But it doesn't hurt to double check. Alright. So if we have fought them all, I think either it immediately... yeah, look, we have another swoop bike here, I think. Yeah, there's 3 here now. Replace signal device. So in one of those fights, we must have come across a signal device, and I had not noticed. And there we go.
You have interrupted our hunt, interloper. The inhabitants of this world could do little against us, but you appear to be a threat.
More than a threat enough for you.
Another Mandalore, is it? Will you draw arms against those you should serve? We'll see who lives this day.
Consider yourselves not living this day. So this would be the commander, and worthy of most of our attention. And I also need... I think I'm going to reset this when I... Those two options I just selected. So, okay, I have my lightsaber, and sure enough, whirlwind, stasis. Let's do the whole thing. Jolie, you immediately go in. You throw stasis in there and go attacking. And of course, let's have you take care of one of the secondary guys with that. Sound good? Items lost. Oh, that would be the signaling device. Nothing important. Wow. When was the last time we saved? Well, let's do that.
Die!
And maybe that as well. Are we getting anywhere? Well, this is going to be tough. I'm going to continue to use these because I think we can deal with it, and he's kind of glitched. He's stuck on the ground, so he's doing better than he really should be doing. Night speed next for me. And I really should... Well, I don't want an energy shield. I could boost some of my other stuff. Yeah, it looks like the only shield I have is an energy shield. Oh boy, we have to keep myself healed, because I'm quite sure that he's not going to be able to deal with this by himself. Okay, so we actually now have maybe have a chance. But I'm going to use yet another med pack. Disengage, med pack. Oh! Well, let's see how well you do. Oh, there's two commanders. Alright, well, let's try that again. When was the last quick save? Unfortunately, the whole Wookiee discussion. Okay, well, I won't make you watch this. I'll just go through this fight again and pretty much meet you in the same place by the speeders before that battle starts. And we'll take a different approach. See you in a second. Okay, so as promised, here we are. Now, one of the things we can do to make this battle somewhat easier, I had thought that we only had one Mandalorian commander to deal with. It looks like there was two there, actually, so we really didn't have a lot of chance. Let me just do a quick save. I think I already did, but don't want to forget. We can actually... I've equipped Mandalorian melee shields all round, I think, and we'll turn those on. The other thing we can do at this point is go nuts and load up on sort of adrenal alacrity and all these buffs. And you can actually do it to a hilarious extent where you just huge stack of arrows next to all of your characters, making you more or less invincible. I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm going to try with just sort of the basics, you know, with my force powers and what have you, and the Mandalorian shields. I think I can start out by turning on my melee shield. I suppose I should read about it. I think it lasts... I don't think it's duration here. Let's see. 200 seconds or max damage taken. Okay. 200 seconds, that's over 2 minutes, so we can certainly just apply that now and then start the cutscene. So we'll go and do that, and we'll also equip some of our buffs here. So let's pause. Do you have one as well? A dueling shield, a Chani shield. Well, that sounds promising.
Yes.
Okay, so the reason I keep pausing, of course, is just get the most out of my 200 seconds. Let's get... This may be a little too early for this, but we're going to do speed on both of these guys, and of course Canderous has nothing to apply.
Yes.
And I did not apply my speed.
Yes?
There we go. And that's it for me, but Jolie of course has Knight's Valor. There we go. And you can see we really haven't impacted our force powers, so that's pretty good.
Yes?
And let's do this. Replace signal device. And I really don't know if this counts to my time limit.
More than
Another...
But we are all going to attack this dude. So I'll throw a stasis at him. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. You go ahead and do the same thing, through a stasis, and then just go nuts. Well, you're already going nuts. And Mandalore, unfortunately, with his shields, his blaster attacks probably aren't going to do very well. Yeah, a shield busting thing would probably help a great deal here, but we don't have one, so let's... Oh, we actually got stasis going.
take that. Here it is.
Get it.
That'll show you. Here it is.
Okay, so Jolie is down. I think that melee shield did a lot of good. Let's disengage and get that stasis attempt a little sooner in the...
You're dead.
Needless to say, it's much easier to fight these guys when they're not fighting back. So, as you can see, a little forethought can make an extremely difficult fight. Actually, not difficult at all. And we didn't need to go nuts with adrenal